Hey folks, David Glenn here from the North Carolina Sports Network, and these are my three quick things on Clemson's thrilling 77-72 victory over number 2 seed Arizona in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. Quick thing number one, when Brad Brownell was interviewed right after the game, he mentioned, quote, "the guys who have been with me for a long time." There's a lot of emotion behind that statement, I'm sure, but those guys are also the main reason the Tigers beat the Wildcats. He was referring to fifth-year senior point guard Chase Hunter, senior forward P.J. Hall, and junior forward Ian Shefflin. In this transfer portal world where coaches are trying to microwave teams on which half the rotation just met each other for the first time last summer, the Tigers are doing it mostly the old-fashioned way. Yes, they have Syracuse transfer Joe Girard. Yes, they have NC State transfer Jack Clark. Those new guys were reliable role players against Arizona. But Brownell's 3 veterans, all signed from the high school ranks, all coached up and developed over 3, 4, or 5 years, they're the ones who made the biggest difference against the Wildcats. Chase Hunter, the fifth-year point guard, who had 2 brutal games earlier this month, never lost the confidence of his coach. Hunter absolutely dominated the point guard matchup with Arizona's sophomore Kylan Boswell, leading the Tigers with a team-high 18 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, a block shot, and a steal, and doing a great job of slowing the tempo to the Tigers' advantage. P.J. Hall, the fourth-year senior, 17 points, 8 rebounds, and he battled Arizona's behemoth center, the 7-foot, 260-pounder Umar Ballo, to a very physical standstill. Ian Shefflin, the junior forward, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a blocked shot, and only 1 turnover, even though Shefflin handled the ball a lot, including against the press. You don't see that sort of thing very often from a 6'8", 240-pound forward, but both Hall and Shefflin helped a lot against Arizona in that regard. Quick thing number 2, I told you so. Before the Clemson-Arizona game, I asked in honor of a famous song, what's love got to do with it? My answer to that question was one word: everything. Why? Because while Caleb Love was the Pac-12 Player of the Year this season, and deservedly so, after 3 full years of watching him in a North Carolina uniform, I told you he was a fundamentally erratic and often reckless player who is capable of mental mistakes, horrible shot selection, and selfish play at any time. He is talented enough to win you a game almost by himself, but he also can lose you a game, again, almost by himself, as he often did at UNC. I warned you that Love did not play fundamentally sound or high IQ basketball in recent Arizona losses to Southern Cal and Oregon, in which Love was off his game, but as usual, kept shooting anyway. That's exactly what happened again against Clemson. The Tigers do deserve credit for how they defended Love, with at least 5 different guys guarding him at various times. But as Love often does, he played right into their hands time after time. Love's truly horrendous stat line: 5 for 18 shooting, 0 for 9 from three-point land, 3 turnovers, only 1 assist, was absolutely the difference between winning and losing for the Wildcats in what turned out to be a very close game down the stretch. I told you so. Quick thing number 3, massive kudos to 14th-year Clemson head coach Brad Brownell. He clearly kept his team together after it was embarrassed twice earlier this month, at Notre Dame late in the regular season, and again in a 21-point loss to Boston College at the ACC tournament. In the round of 64, Clemson was considered an underdog to number 11 seed New Mexico, which was coming off its Mountain West Conference championship, and the Tigers held the Lobos, the highest scoring team in the Mountain West, to their worst shooting performance of the season in a dominating 77-56 Clemson victory. The Lobos play high-pressure defense and create a lot of turnovers too, but the Tigers turned the ball over only 8 times, and the Lobos got only 4 points off those turnovers in the entire game. That is coaching, folks. Great execution, yes, including Clemson big guys Hall and Shefflin helping the guards with the ball handling, again, even against the press, just as they did against Arizona. But that involves great coaching too. Brownell then had a great game plan against number 3 seed Baylor. Again, got his guys to believe in it and execute it, and held the Bears to one of their worst offensive performances of the season in a 72-64 Clemson win. Baylor was one of the best three-point shooting teams in the entire nation this season, about 40% as a team, and Clemson held the Bears to 6 for 24 from long range, only 25%. Baylor had one of the most efficient offenses in the country this season, but not against this Clemson team. That has been an ongoing theme for these Tigers. This is just the second Clemson team, folks, ever to make the Elite Eight in the NCAA tournament, an event that started in 1939. It is not easy to win in men's basketball at Clemson. Reminder, in the 71-year history of the ACC, the Tigers still have never won the ACC tournament. That's 0 for 71. But Brad Brownell is now responsible for seriously 2 of the 5 best teams in Clemson basketball history, and that is not an exaggeration. His 2018 squad won 25 games, made the Sweet 16, and finished number 15 nationally in the coaches poll. Now his 2024 team has 24 wins and is playing in the Elite Eight. He was an excellent coach at UNC Wilmington. He was an excellent coach at Wright State, and he's been an excellent coach more often than not at Clemson, given the very difficult nature of that job. And now he has 2 very memorable teams there, with this group obviously having the opportunity for what would be the first Final Four trip in the history of Clemson basketball. Congratulations, Tigers. You have become one of the best stories in this NCAA tournament, and you get to play at least one more time. I'm David Glenn. Thanks for joining us on the North Carolina Sports Network. Please find more of our work at ncsportsnetwork.com.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year. Shoot 'em my shot, boy, I'm long range.